Hello everyone. So today I would like to do a little chatty video. Not going to be showing any plants, but I have just bought a load of new plants. I will probably have a plant haul video up either last week or the week before. And I thought it'd be good to talk through what to do with your plants when you have new ones, because I know as a new planty person, I would just be so excited to whack them in my plant shelf with all my other plants, and it's just a recipe for disaster. And I found out the hard way, and I'm sure a lot of you will as well, but this is just a little pre-warning, because you really don't want to wait until disaster strikes. So when you get a new plant, I always recommend first thing you do is quarantine, bring it in your house, put it in a corner where there aren't any other plants around. This is because of pests, essentially. When you get them from garden centres, online, nurseries, wherever you get your plants, even if they're from your friends and other planty people, they could have pests. You can't guarantee they're not going to have them. 9 times out of 10, I always find they will, especially if you get them in a garden centre or anything like that. They always have pests. So it's best to put them straight in a corner where they're not going to be touching any other plants and not going to be transferring any of those pests onto your collection. So next thing I would then do is treat for pests. I have like a 2-phase method with this. I go in with, I'll always just shove them in the bath because they're out of the way, they can drip off into the bath, no problem, or outside in your garden, it depends. Winter I do it in my bath, summer I'll do it outside. Sorry, the sun is like really blazing in here. I hope this is okay. So yeah, winter I'll do it in the bath, summer I'll do it outside, just depends. And I use Pronto, which was recommended by Abby Bloom, another YouTuber on here, and it honestly works wonders. So I'll put them all in the bath, I'll spray them all down, the tops of the leaves, the backs of the leaves, and I'll leave them like overnight or something to drain off and dry. I will then take them back out, put them back into quarantine for a couple of days. That will hopefully kill off any of the pests that might be on your plants. If you see that there's like a massive outbreak on them, I would do that step-wise. So day 1, do it, leave it for a day. Day 3, I would then go back in with a Pronto. I would then leave them in quarantine for a couple of days. This just helps them as well to acclimate to your home environment, because going from a nursery or somebody else's house, it's a very different environment. They're not used to it. So it's always good to help them acclimate to your home before putting them in with all your other plants as well. And then maybe like 5 days later, I'll clean down all the leaves with a neem oil solution. Neem oil doesn't kill any plant, any pest. If you've got a massive outbreak, I wouldn't recommend it. It's not great at treating outbreaks, but it's a really great preventative. So doing that once all the pests are dead, are gone, cleaning it down with that will just help in the future if there are any pests or any eggs that are on that. Putting neem oil on there is it's just a preventative, and it also makes your leaves really nice and shiny. So that's what I do. And I will also give it fresh soil. I know a lot of the time in these nurseries and stuff, garden centres, the soil isn't really, it might be fine for the nurseries because it's really humid, has lots of air circulation, nice and hot in the greenhouses. But I know for myself, I live in the UK, you don't have that same environment in your home. I always use a nice chunky airy mix because it'll dry out a lot quicker, it avoids root rot. So I'll do that. Once it's acclimated to the house, I will give it some new potting soil, or I'll put it in leca, or whatever I'm going to do with it, I'll do it then. Once they've had a week or so of like acclimating to your home. This point is when usually they're fine then. I'll just put them in situ. Obviously, when you're repotting them, just check that there aren't any pests. If you see any, go back to isolation, do the whole Pronto treatment again, because trust me, I've had a pest outbreak once and it like ruined half my collection. Had to throw so many plants out, couldn't get it under control, and it was awful. So as soon as you see one, quarantine. It goes for any of your plants as well. Just quarantine as soon as you see one, because you don't want it to spread. I would also use the potting up stage to remove any leaves. If there's any that look really sad and that if you don't like that look, if you don't want those on there, take them off. If they don't bother you and you just want to leave them, leave them. It's completely up to you. I know some people don't like the ugly leaves on their plants, so remove them, and you can do that then. It's just completely up to you. If you want to take any cuttings, if you want to cut it right back, this is also the time to do it, just before you put it into situ. And last but not least, I would also recommend, if you're not familiar with the plant that you've brought home, to look online and look at the care requirements. I do this with almost all of my plants. Once I've let it acclimate to my home, I will then, or even before, sometimes I'll do it before I've even bought the plant, but always have a look at loads of different sites, YouTube videos, because not all care requirements are the same for where you live. It might be different, but it gives you a rough understanding of that plant's needs, so you can tailor that to your own home. Obviously, everybody else's homes are completely different. Some blogs out there, they might be living in like Arizona, America or something. Like me, I live in the UK, completely different. It's going to be a completely different care requirement because humidity is different, temperature is different, lighting is different, everything, all of that. But having a look at loads of different places and loads of different people's opinions will give you a rough idea of your care requirements, so you can then tailor it to your own environment and your own home. Okay, so that is all. These obviously are all my own opinions. This is what I do myself. Everybody else does completely different things, and it's completely up to you. You just got to learn the way that you like to do it. This is what I do, and I would recommend these if you want to do it in a different order or anything like that. I would just try and work out what works best for you and your house, your plants. But this is just a rough guide of what I do, and it really does help. I don't have many pests anymore, which is brilliant. Not had any outbreaks in about a year. So I do bring it down to, quarantining my plants and doing this whole method, because it just avoids any contact with any kind of pest coming into your home. Okay, so that is all for today then. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for some of you. And if you do it differently, I'd love to hear how you do it, because it might help me. I might not know something that's really helpful. So if you have any sort of recommendations for me, put them down in the comments below. I'm sure it will help loads of other people as well who are watching this video. Thank you all so much if you've made it this far. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want more planty content from me. And also follow my planty Instagram for more behind the scenes and day-to-day stuff from me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.